Let's pivot quickly and talk about the world of sports getting underway last night. The NBA has returned. The bubble seems to work. No positive tests now twice in the last couple of weeks, at least the league has reported. Meanwhile, baseball has another team in quarantine. Several more games are postponed. Dan Roberts, when you left for a little vacation, baseball back, it's all great. And I guess you came back just in time for them to shut down the season.
Well, it was never great, right? And in fact, just before MLB was about to return, on one of our other live shows, we had Hannah Kaiser from our sister publication, Yahoo Sports. She covers baseball, and we were discussing, okay, it's returning, but returning was never really the hardest part. The hardest part is finishing. So I tweeted this earlier this morning, but here we are. It's July 31. The NBA is back. NHL, by the way, returns tomorrow. Golf is back. NASCAR is back. The WNBA is back. The NWSL, the Women's Soccer League, returned and finished its season, although now they're talking about maybe starting again because that was a success. All the sports are back, and yet which sports will finish their seasons? And I agree with you. The NBA, down to no new positive cases. MLS, down to no new positive cases. Those look very good. You know what? The bubble works. It looks like the bubble works. I mean, you get everyone in the bubble, you get a few positives, the media freaks out, but then you isolate them, and it slowly gets smaller and smaller, and then you say we have 0 new cases. But if you don't do it in a bubble, and here we are with baseball, and you can point fingers, supposedly the reason for the Marlins outbreak was a couple guys went out and partied. Who knows what it was? And now you have, as you alluded to, another team with an outbreak, and that's the Cardinals. So as a result, we have a Cardinals-Brewers game that's canceled. Teams that played in the same ballpark where the Marlins played had games canceled. That was the Phillies. Boy, it doesn't look very good. And I don't know how many options are left for MLB. The only thing I'll say, maybe not so much in defense of the league, but I'll just say that it's unfortunate. It never should have been the case that MLB as a league was in charge of making all these decisions. And now everyone can point and say shame on them. I mean, these return plans, really should have been dictated straight up by local regulators and officials. And they should have been ones to say, this plan is approved, this plan isn't. But instead, it was sort of like, everyone can decide your own return plan, and we'll see how it goes. And now, surprise, the baseball one isn't going so well. I mean, of course, for baseball, it'd be a lot harder to do a bubble. But hindsight 2020, they probably should have in whatever way was possible. Maybe they should have only had a certain number of teams come, but unlike the other sports too, MLB was at a disadvantage because the other sports were returning to finish their seasons that had already begun. The baseball season had not begun. But man, you wish that they had brought every team to one facility, maybe Cal Ripken's facility in Aberdeen, Maryland, something like that, and had them all play games all day at 3 or 4 fields. But instead now to have them traveling, it seems like it's unraveling. I don't know what's going to happen with that. NBA seems to be going well, and tomorrow we'll get hockey. And hockey, of course, is basically doing a bubble, but 2 Canadian cities.
Yeah, the only thing I'd add is that the MLB owners tried to throw labor negotiations onto how you get the season restarted. And so here we are with an imperfect plan and, to say the least, imperfect